Alright, so here we are at the beginning of Shielded Toad, first episode of the series, starting out with It Moves. Let's get to it. Already failing. Okay, cool. Dude. Starts with enter. Okay. Bedtime. Bedtime is supposed to be a happy event for a tired child. For me, it was terrifying. While some children might complain about being put to bed before they have finished watching a film or playing their favorite video game, when I was a child, nighttime was something to truly fear. Somewhere in the back of my mind, it still is. This is me. WASD does not work. Okay, so. Full of toys and stuff. Poster from a movie I got it from my brother. It's a wolf. Yeah, it is. It's a bunk bed. I sleep in the top. Not on. I sleep in. Bro, come on. I don't think I'm getting that lamp. I don't think I'm meant to pick it up. Mr. Teddy. A table. Ah, come on. I cannot prove that what happened to me was objectively real, but I can swear that what I experienced was genuine horror. A fear which in my life, I'm glad to say, has never been equaled. I will relate it to you all now as best I can. Make of it what you will, but I'll be glad to just get it off my chest. And we're leaving. This is my brother's room. He told me yesterday to keep out of the room that we both had shared until then. I can't remember exactly when it started, but my apprehension towards falling asleep seemed to correspond with me being moved into a room of my own. This is my mother. Okay. Just a bunch of clothes in here. Mom told me not to touch her stuff, especially this stuff. What's wrong with it? Nothing too interesting. How do you like your new room? Soon you'll be sleeping alone for the first time. Okay, Mom. This is my father. I was 8 years old at the time, and until then I had shared a room, quite happily, with my older brother. As is perfectly understandable for a boy 5 years my senior, my brother eventually wished for a room of his own, and as a result, I was given the room in the back of the house. As my brother was given a new bed, I was given the bunk beds which we used to share. While I was upset about sleeping on my own, I was excited at the thought of being able to sleep in the top bunk, which seemed far more adventurous to me. Don't go pulling out too much stuff now, it's bedtime soon. Is there nothing there? It's locked, stupid bro. Oh, just go back, I guess. Mom? Alright, it's bedtime. Already? Yes, adults need their sleep, you see. You'll be sleeping alone for the first time. You excited? Yes, Mom. So thrilled. I'm gonna fall off so many times in my sleep. Alright, I'm turning off the lights. Good night. Good night, Mom. He has the clap on, clap off. Chapter 1, The Cave. I hope he doesn't cave to the pressure. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Alright. Pop. Kind of looks like some of those old, I guess, Sega games. It's got an interesting look to it. What is that? It's like some sort of harpy. A lot of foliage you can't really interact with either. Oh my goodness, and there's like a giant wasp. This really does give off like heavy Sega vibes, but very dark in comparison. There's like a baboon or like jungle hobo up there. Oh, it came out of the skull. That's lovely. A pot and some ragged cloth. I wonder what's cooking. What's cooking, Doc? That's not very witty, but it seemed like it's supposed to be witty the way it said. Oh, and there's just a giant from Attack on Titan hiding out there. Stalking is such a strong word. I prefer to think of it as intense research on one individual. By the way, your missing sock is under your bed with me. It's weird. Just kidding. Totally not creepy. A cold, unwelcoming breeze comes from the bottom of the stairs. Go down there, I guess. Oh, he's stalking hard. Weird mushroom. Looks poisonous. Can't even tell what it really looks like. Ew, ew. Something's poking and peeking out. Man. More mushrooms. Still look poisonous. Wouldn't it be toxic? Nah, whatever. Ew. Purple mushroom. Definitely poisonous. Purple. Oh, jeez. Definitely poisonous. That just looks weird. There's this red liquid seeping out from the mushroom hat. It's a hat. Huh, okay. Looks like green pus-filled cinnamon rolls. See, I'd imagine that dead end to be a death trap, but okay. Maybe that's just to trip you up later. That is horrifying. Uh-oh. Puzzle. Okay. Almost there. That looks like it almost completely reset it. Cool. Smart baby bean. I'm such a smart, big-brained lad. I figured out the 3-step puzzle. Surely I'll get an award in Smart Boy magazine. Another mushroom head. Run, run, run. I ran so far away. I couldn't get away. Well, it's probably nothing. Ooh. Oh man, I can't believe I did that. Don't worry, your big-brained boy found a way out. Hell yeah. Go along the narrow bridge. Surely nothing will happen. Creepy face spiders won't do anything. They're too afraid. I'm far too muscular. They got scared. Going pretty deep in that cave, huh? And now I'm just feeling cocky, I guess, because I'm walking extra slow. Oh, run. Run. I'm not so far away. I almost got away. Nope, it pushed me. It's kind of bad at this. It just pushed me over and went, oh, there you go. See, it pushed me into a meadow. I can hear the birds. Mom, I had a bad dream. Mom. Okay. It's a wolf. Inside me lives there are 2 wolves. I'll go bother my brother. No, I won't. I'll go outside. No need to go there right now. You shouldn't go outside right now. I'm feeling protagonist energy. Good thing you weren't getting up to nighttime activities. You're a wholesome family. Mom, I had a bad dream. Aw, sweetie, what's wrong? I had a bad dream. That's too bad, sweetie. Get your butt back into bed. I'll be up in a minute, and we can eat breakfast together. Alright, hurry up, man. Has no respect for his mother. Alright, well, you better hurry up and make me some pancakes, how I like it as well. Go change your clothes, I'll be right there. Now? Okay. Gotta make sure I bother Dad. Never mind. I'll just go and change my clothes. We know why he's changing clothes. He's a stinky boy. And so another day started. It was a day of little importance to our story. This doesn't seem like it was very long ago. This is like yesterday. I won't bother you with details. The one thing I remember is that even though I played with friends like I always did, I somehow still felt lonely. I really just wanted to be friends with the weird face spider. It got me. I didn't enter my new room until later that night. It was time to go to sleep again. Oh, just jump into it. Press enter to fall asleep. And then, in my dreams, I met my true love, Face Antula. Face Antula, how I love and adore thee. Oh, no, this has to be a Minotaur. It's in the labyrinth. So that's what a spider tarantula looks like. Oh, I just realized there's no point in like saving over another file. I don't think this is multiple choice. We'll just go down. There's nothing down there. Well, there's a smiley face down here, so surely. Okay, I'm going this way. There's... I guess we have to go to the not smiley face. Is there a way out of this? Smiley face. Surely that will have good outcomes. Nothing's happening. Do I have to hit them all? Okay. That was quick. It's just so dark. And I don't see nothing. Anna Corp. Anna's not a corpse. I saw her yesterday. Ah, there's like some sort of schematic. That is of no importance. There's a bomb. It was a face. Never mind. Like, was that a person? Just went through me. Okay, freaking me out. Getting really freaked out. Getting real freaked out. Gotta stay frosty. What is that? Like a metal? That's like a basketball or something. Wanted? A wanted poster. They want you to serve your country. Oh, it's a person in a rain jacket. That looks like a couple sticks of TNT. But it's not that. No more shadows, please. That freaked me out. Alright, hi, again. I guess you're... What's that? I think it's very much of interest. What the heck? Oh, I'm getting fast suddenly. Oh, man. Come on. Let's just pass it right over. Oh, buddy. I don't care about the fire extinguisher. It's freaking me out, buddy. And I'm moving fast, too. Okay. It's kind of all over the place. I thought surely she'd just be in the corners, but she's showing up everywhere now. Dude, you gotta freaking leave me alone. The suspense is freaking me out. Some kind of macchianery. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, I liked that suspense. The shadows that I accidentally bumped into but didn't do enough was certainly suspenseful. Okay, when you awaken from a deep sleep to something moving or stirring, it can take a few moments for you to truly understand what is happening. You're going crazy. The fog of sleep hangs over your eyes and ears even when lucid. Something was moving. There was no doubt about that. At first, I wasn't sure what it was. Everything was dark, almost pitch black, but there was enough light creeping in from outside to outline that room. Two thoughts appeared in my mind almost simultaneously. The first was that my parents were in bed because the rest of the house lay both in darkness and silence. The second thought turned to the noise, a noise which had obviously woken me. That was it. Bed sheets rustling in the dark and someone breathing. As if some disturbed sleeper was attempting to get all too comfortable in the bottom bunk. I lay there in disbelief, thinking that noise was either my imagination or perhaps just my pet cat finding somewhere comfortable to spend the night. It was then that I noticed my door shut as it had been as I'd fallen asleep. Perhaps my mum had checked in on me and the cat had sneaked into my room then. Yes, that must be it. I turned to face the wall, closing my eyes in the vain hope that I could fall back to sleep. As I moved, the rustling noise from underneath me ceased. I thought that I must have disturbed my cat, but quickly I realized that the visitor in the bottom bunk was much less mundane than my pet trying to sleep, and much more sinister. As if alerted to and disgruntled by my presence, the disturbed sleeper began to toss and turn violently, like a child having a tantrum in the bed. I could hear the sheets twist and turn with increasing ferocity. Fear then gripped me, not like the subtle sense of unease that I had experienced earlier, but now potent and terrifying. My heart raced as my eyes panicked, scanning the almost impenetrable darkness. I let out a cry. as most young boys do, I instinctively shouted for my mother. I could hear something stir on the other side of the house, and as I began to breathe a sigh of relief that my parents were coming to save me, the bunk bed suddenly started to shake violently as if gripped by an earthquake, scraping against the wall. I could hear the sheets below me thrashing around as if tormented by malice. I did not want to jump down to safety as I feared the thing in the bottom bunk would reach out and grab me, pulling me into the darkness, so I stayed there, white knuckles clenching my own blanket like a shroud of protection. The wait seemed like an eternity. What's wrong? Did you have a bad dream? Nah. I cried and my mother consoled me. Tears of fear, followed by relief, streamed down my face. Yet, through all the horror and relief, I did not tell her why I was so upset. I cannot explain it, but it was as though whatever had been in that bunk would return if I even so much as spoke of it. Whether that was the truth, I do not know, but as a child, I felt as if that unseen menace remained close, listening. Bing, just like that, the terror. My mother lay in the empty bunk, promising to stay there until morning. I remember the next day wanting to go anywhere, be anywhere, but in that suffocating room. It was a Saturday, and I played outside, quite happily with my friends. Although our house was not large, we were lucky to have a long, sloping garden in the back. We played there often, as much as it was overgrown. As much of it was overgrown, and we could hide in the bushes. Climb in the huge sycamore tree which towered above all else, and easily imagine ourselves in the throes of a grand adventure. As fun as it all was, occasionally my eye would turn to that small window in my room, ordinary, slight, and innocuous, just like that peeping Tom, the one who's like, stalking is more like very focused in research of a singular target person. That's what it is. But for me, that thin boundary was a looking glass into a strange, cold pocket of dread. Outside, the lush, green surroundings of our garden filled with the smiling faces of my friends. Inside, the feeling of something in that room, watching me play, waiting for the night when I would be alone, eagerly filled with hate. It's an interesting way to put it. It may sound strange to you, but by the time my parents ushered me back into that room for the night, I said nothing. I didn't protest. I didn't even make an excuse as to why I couldn't sleep there. I still felt that this thing would be enraged if I so much as spoke of it. Another night came. Very wordy. I can kind of get behind it. Chapter 3. Factorized. It's interesting. It's very dark on its palette. It has some good art. I like it. I think we can just save over chapter 1. Interesting iconography. I guess he just woke up here. The door is firmly shut. You didn't think it'd be that easy, did you? I kinda did. No, okay. Well, it's just getting worse. Is this gonna be like a loop? Just the same room again and again? Pretty much. Boom. The blinking means I'm even more enraged. Watch as my little jaw lowers. Feed me. Cool. This is chill. Some kind of altar. Can I take one of these with me? That would be too easy. Oh. I guess it's like a cage. I guess I gotta kind of do what I did last time and find some sort of opening or something to release all these cages. Oh, well that's fun. I hope I don't have to remember all that. Let's try going up this time. Oh, jeez, that freaked me out. That looks nasty. Okay, just more shut off things. To the right we go. Or we can go up. What was that? Hello? I think I just went in the same direction again. I've got a bad memory as... What was that? As you'll find out, the more videos we do, don't have the best memory. Yeah, an airport is the first thing that came to my mind there. For those of you who are not looking, just press some lights and it said, looks like the flashing lights at an airport. And that's, of course, where my brain went. Surely. Oh man, I have to backtrack. There's something I'm probably missing, which is not definitely something I am missing. Okay, so I guess back we go. Plotted out the land. I'm not going to remember it well. Some kind of altar. Did I miss something? Well, yeah, obviously I missed something. Alright, we can always go back and talk to the hello. Yeah, it's some kind of machine. Are we gonna acknowledge the hello? I'm hearing some stuff coming from this way, so maybe... Oh. Yeah, that'll do it. So that's either the bars or that did something to the machine. The machine. Check the machine. Nothing else spooky written. The altar hasn't changed. So, ever thought about becoming an altar boy? Some sort of shadow dropped. What's that? Are you? How are you? I'm fine. How are you? Okay. Are we opening up like one door at a time? That's probably it. One door at a time. Maybe it's this. It was not this. Okay, so... How are you? I can't change that. So it's not a dynamic puzzle like that. I just gotta find the next room, next cage basically, to release myself. Release me! Just going around in circles like a buffoon. I do like its style a little bit. It's not my favorite, honestly. Very dark, hard to see, likely intentional to keep you more, I think we found it. No special meaning. Do I get the creepy mask? It looked like some puckered lips, but I see it now. It's like a luchador mask, almost. Unless that's just a half-face mask. This will probably take me to the other side. Oh, fun. is creepy. When something starts to increase in resolution so you can see its higher detail, you know it's creepy. Oh, that was the mask. A creepy mask. Did it move? It sure did. Well, like I was saying, it's very dark. I bet that's very intentional to add into the, what do you call it, the psychological horror part. Maybe to the point of, oh, I'm glad I checked up here first. Let's go through this first. Something about blood, I guess. Well, anyway. Very, stylized, I'll say that. It gives almost like a, it's definitely different, but like a Fear and Hunger. I've only watched playthroughs on it, but it's rather dingy and gives a very run-down look that has its own sense of nasty horror. I can only assume I'm gonna get chased by somebody, maybe. I hope not, jeez. But it looks like a slasher horror. Oh, Jesus. I think I read that this game stays away from typical screaming stuff, but is that a person? That's a dude. That's a dude trapped behind there with a weird mask. I'm glad there isn't more jump scares. It's creepy enough as it is. I already went down there. Okay. Yeah, this is probably it. Yeah, can I please take one? That'd make me feel way better. How are you gonna freak me out this time? We let him out. Don't chase me. I'm not good at this. Oh, try chasing me. But our stalker is there first. Wow. So, our stalker was in the pit. There's some sort of weird dude chasing me. It's funny how certain words can remain hidden from your mind, no matter how blatant or obvious they are. One word came to me that night, lying there in the darkness alone, frightened, aware of a rotten change in the atmosphere. A thickening of the air as if something had displaced it. As I heard the first casual twists of my bed sheets below, which is really nasty. It's like a cat is hacking up onto your sheets. The first anxious increase of my heartbeat at the realization that something was once again in the bottom bunk. That word. A word which had been sent into exile, filtered up through my consciousness, breaking free of all repression, gasping for air, screaming, etching, carving itself into my mind. Ghost. With a capital G. As this thought came to me, I noticed that my unwelcome visitor had ceased moving. What, ceased moving and started howling? The bedsheets lay calm and dormant, but they had been replaced by something far more hideous. A slow, writhing, rasping breath heaved and escaped from the thing below. I could imagine its chest rising and falling with each sordid, wheezing, and garbled breath. I shuddered and hoped beyond all hope that it would leave without occurrence. The house lay, as it had the previous night, in a thick blanket of darkness. Silence prevailed, all but for the perverted breath of my, as yet, unseen bunkmate. I lay there terrified. I just wanted this thing to go, to leave me alone. What did it want? Then something unmistakably chilling transpired. It moved. It moved in a way different from before. When it threw itself around in the bottom bunk, it seemed unrestrained, without purpose, almost animalistic. for that thing lying there in the darkness, that thing which seemed intent on terrorizing a young boy, calmly and nonchalantly sat up. Its labored breathing had become louder. Now only a mattress and a few flimsy wooden slats separated my body from the unearthly breath below. I lay there, my eyes filled with tears, a fear which mere words cannot relate to you or anyone else coursed through my veins. I would not have believed that this fear could have been heightened, but I was so wrong. I imagined what this thing would look like, sitting there, listening from below my mattress, hoping to catch the slightest hint that I was awake. Imagination then turned to an unnerving reality. It began to touch the wooden slats which my mattress sat on. It seemed to caress them carefully, running what I imagined to be fingers and hands across the surface of the wood. Freaking out there. Then with great force, it prodded angrily between the two slats onto the mattress. Even through the padding, it felt as though someone had viciously stuck their fingers into my side. I let out an almighty cry, and the wheezing, shaking, and moving thing below the bunk replied in kind, like violently vibrating the bunk as it had done the night before. Small flakes of paint powdered my blanket from the wall as the frame of the bed scraped along it, backwards and forwards. Once again I was bathed in light, and there stood my mother, loving, caring, as she always was, with a comforting hug and calming words which eventually subdued my hysteria. Of course she asked what was wrong, but I could not say. I dared not say. I simply said one word over and over and over again. Nightmare. This pattern of events continued for weeks, if not months. Night after night, I would awaken to the sound of rustling sheets. Each time I would scream so as to not provide this abomination with time to prod and feel for me. With each cry, the bed would shake violently, stopping with the arrival of my mother, who would spend the rest of the night in the bottom bunk, seemingly unaware of the sinister force torturing her son nightly. Along the way, I imagined to feign illness a few times and come up with other less than truthful reasons for sleeping in my parents' bed. But more often than not, I would be alone for the first few hours of each night in that place. The room where the light outside did not sit right, alone with that thing. With time, you can become desensitized to almost anything, no matter how horrific. I had come to realize that, for whatever reason, this thing could not harm me when my mother was present. I'm sure the same would be said for my father, but as loving as he was, waking him from sleep was almost impossible. Waking me, on the other hand, was no trouble at all, thanks to the nightmares. Chapter 4. Anger Overload. Just save away on that. It's an interesting looking one. Oh. Interesting. The painted glass depicts some religious man, I guess. A hook hangs from the wall. A piece of meat hangs to dry from it. Oh. Earthquake? Getting closer to it. This is from Undertale. I recognize this. Painted glass depicts a scene from the Bible. What scene? It looks like a stork. Maybe a swan is attacking something? A rib cage? I do not know what that's supposed to be. Interesting. Full of weird alien hands. There's like a alien stuff. There's like a hand with a face in it. Yeah, I agree. Disgusting stuff. Oh, we are not going back there. There's a disturbing like huntsman spider. I'm kind of glad I went back. Careful, giant heads are gonna fall on you. Another one. Yeah, I see the big heads. There's even like little Cthulhu in there. Oh. Got a little guy in the back left corner fishing. And we've got OG Frankenstein floating in a tank. It is kind of cool here and there. A lot of time could be put into these games. I say that. I don't know fully, but it has its own unique style. Very storytelling. Can we go back? Oh, nothing changed. Looks like a map. Oh, I see it. Yes, follow the blood trail. And the hands? I think those were hands hanging from the ceiling. I guess I'm just waiting for bad stuff. Oh boy. Oh, the ceiling is dropping. Oh. It's just a hug from the earth. Don't worry. It'll be fine. So, oh, those are interesting. I wonder if these are just like dreams, or if it's supposed to be like creative storytelling of what. Oh, okay. Of I don't know, hallucinations, lore. I can only assume these are like nightmares, and then he wakes up from it, and he's tormented by that thing underneath his bed. I wonder if it has some sort of connection. Maybe it's like a vengeful ghost that was killed in their house. There's a wanted poster in that facility with the altar. They're not closing their mouths. That's weird. Just notice that. I wonder if something's going to chase me again and push me off. I don't think the pattern is changing. I guess one of them are going to become motile, attack us or chase us. Just waiting for something to happen, honestly. Am I supposed to like interact with one of them? I don't think so. I think it's kind of telling the story as we're going. Oh, okay. Yep, that was fine. Go. Go, go, go. Oh dear Lord. Jump, 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 jump. Jump, jump, jump. Yeah, that's weird. Those were like not babies. Those were like 80-year-old golems. It's nasty. I guess that's my mom. She tucked us in. My greatest fears were realized in the winter. The days grew short, and the longer nights merely provided this wretch with more opportunities. It was a difficult time for my family. My grandmother, a wonderfully kind and gentle woman, had deteriorated greatly since the death of my grandfather. My mother was trying her best to keep her in the community as long as possible. However, dementia is a cruel and degenerative illness, robbing a person of their memories one day at a time. Soon she recognized none of us, and it became clear that she would need to be moved from her house to a nursing home. Before she could be moved, my grandmother had a particularly difficult few nights, and my mother decided that she would stay with her. As much as I loved my grandmother and felt nothing but anguish for her illness, to this day I feel guilty that my first thoughts were not of her, but of what my nightly visitor may do should it become aware of my mother's absence. Her presence being the one thing which I was sure was protecting me from the full horror of this thing's reach. I rushed home from school that day and immediately wrenched the bedsheets and mattress from the lower bunk. And yeah, that fixes it all. Removing all the slats and placing an old desk, a chest of drawers, and some chairs, which we kept in a cupboard where the bottom bunk used to be. I told my father I was making an office, which he found adorable, but I would be damned if I'd give that thing a place to sleep for one more night. As darkness approached, I lay there knowing my mother was not in the house. I did not know what to do. My only impulse was to sneak into her jewelry box and take a small family crucifix which I had seen there before. While my family were not very religious, at that age I still believed in God and hoped that somehow this would protect me. Although fearful and anxious, while gripping the crucifix under my pillow, tightly in one hand, sleep eventually came, and as I drifted off to dream, I hoped that I would awaken in the morning without incidents. Unfortunately, that night was the most terrifying of all. Bro's got it cut out for him. Chapter 5, Urban Explorer. We're gonna go urbaning. That's quite a disturbing look. You got like flat top with eyes popping out. It says woof. It's like flat top or like Frankenstein with two faces. And some sort of weird like cow. It's like the little thing from Berserk, but like instead of a face with the facial parts scattered, it's like a cow with cow parts scattered across it. Or I'm just not seeing this correctly. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, bro. Not a lesson in my life. New Beethoven over here, bro. Is there anything? Eyes. A poster for the play. A bunch of school books. Stacks of notebooks. It's going to be the best play. The feeling that something's invading your privacy, even without ill will, is still disturbing. Yes, it is. Oh, it's Tom and Jerry. I've seen this episode. That was such an interesting yell. Oh. Like I said before, I don't know what I'm looking at. You are good. It's like some sort of weird Soviet era positive reinforcement, an aggressive looking woman You are good. Be good. Okay, that was interesting. Even if you don't know where they are, why they are here, you hold the greatest amount of fear for them. Well, yeah, somebody's watching you. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Why is there a bathtub, bro? Just a bathtub hanging out there. Stegosaurus? Triceratops. I looked like a fool. Stack of comic books. In the classroom, this is a cool teacher. Okay. It's alright, guys. He stubbed his toe. The sounds of screams are awful. They are even worse when they are your own. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of scary when somebody else Oh. Okay. That was not creepy at all. That's not like... Oh, well, like a Tale of Two Sisters Japanese horror. Just some tallow-skinned child's face popped out, and it's like, oh, that's all you get to see. That's really weird. I swear, this kind of looks familiar. I want to say there's some other game that's similar to this. A big filing cabinet. Yes, I get it. Literally nothing. Okay. One more door, and then the Jeez, bro. Leave enough creepy for the rest of the game. Ew, the mattress is worn out? Kinda gross. It's dirty and worn out. There's a piece of paper here. It reads knock knock. Okay, we're going. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, that freaked me out. This has devolved into very much... Dude, oh my god, okay. Are you gonna let me through? Jeez. That was some Japanese horror right there. A giant Oni just sitting in the doorway. Bro, why you gotta be so creepy? Oh. I don't think I want to touch those things. Alright, well, nothing happened anyway. Are they like big old cows with riders on them that are like mice? Literally nothing happens. Okay. That could be a lot worse. Hello, cow rider. That could have been really creepy. I mean, it was creepy already. That door was locked. I don't think we could get... Okay. That was perfect time. I ran away without trying to. It's just not letting me in there. I guess that's the game telling us enough screwing around. Okay, I followed the weird cockroach. I have to go further down. The weird cockroach monster from weird mud crab cockroach monster is further down. I want to go home. Screw this, man. Oh. Okay. Why are there so many cows down here, bro? All those cow punchers keep getting their feet stepped on. Don't worry. It's nothing malicious or nutritious either. It's just toes. Toes and cows. It's chill, bro. These people just aren't wearing proper PPE. I'm going right. Oh. This is, what are these? Like little Ewoks? And like a alien thingy? What is this? Touch the Ark! Oh, I guess we're getting on it. And I just did this voluntarily. And now I'm gonna get eaten. This is weird. It's like some weird tardigrade-like creatures. Can I get off? This is just weird. Ding. Coming through the third eye, Mr. Bojack. That was them just sharing a crunchy, delightful celery snack. Surely. You're awfully quiet nowadays. Is there something wrong, son? Nothing. Whoops. Are you sure? Is there something wrong with your new room? Are you lonely without your brother? No. All right then. Glad to stop talking to you. Such a downer, am I right? Jeez. I woke gradually. The room was once again dark. As my eyes adjusted, I could gradually make out the window and the door and the walls, some toys on a shelf, and even to this day I shudder to think of it, for there was no noise, no rustling of sheets, no movement at all. The room felt lifeless, yet not empty. The nightly visitor, that unwelcome, wheezing, hate-filled thing which had terrorized me night after night, was not in the bottom bunk. It was in my bed. I opened my mouth to scream, but I couldn't. I need to scream, but I have no mouth. Utter terror had shaken the very sound from my voice. I lay motionless as if I could not scream. I did not want to let it know I was awake. Hey there, neighbor. I'm just gonna cuddle up nice and close to you and share your bed with you. Hope that's okay. I won't want to disturb you. Oh no. I had not yet seen it. I could only feel it. Ugh. It was obscured under my blanket. I could see its outline, and I could feel its presence, but I dared not look. The weight of it pressed down on top of me, a sensation I will never forget. So, what's actually happening is he probably has a reverse werewolf situation with his cat. By day, it's a regular cat, but by night, it turns into some weird 80-year-old freak golem and climbs into his bed. It's not normally a human, but it's just a weird thing. Completely harmless, just weird. When I say that hours passed, I do not exaggerate. Laying there motionless in the dark, I was every bit a scared and frightened young boy. If it had been during the summer months, it would have been light by then. But the grasp of winter is long and unrelenting, and I knew it would be hours before sunrise. A sunrise which I yearned for. I was a timid child by nature, but I reached a breaking point. A moment where I could wait no more, where I could survive under his intimately deviant abomination no longer. Under this, blah blah blah. Fear can sometimes wear you out, make you threadbare, a shell of nerves leaving only the slightest trace of you behind. I had to get out of that bed. Then I remembered the crucifix. Oof. My hand still lay under the pillow, but it was empty. I slowly moved my wrist around to find it, minimizing as best I could the sound and vibrations caused, but it could not be found. I either knocked it off of the top bunk or it had, I cannot even bear to think of it, been taken from my hand. Without the crucifix, I lost any sense of hope. Even at such a young age, you can be acutely aware of what death is and intensely frightened of it. I knew I was going to die in that bed if I lay there, dormant, passive, doing nothing. I had to leave that room behind. But how? Should I leap from the bed and hope that I make it to the door? What if it was faster than me? Or should I slowly slip out of that top bunk, hoping to not disturb my uncanny bedfellow? Realizing, man, this is a wordy kid. Realizing that I had not stirred when I moved, trying to find the crucifix, I began to have the strangest of thoughts. If I just put my fingers like this, I can make my own crucifix. Chapter 6. The Abyss. Fishy, fishy. Oh, we're a little fishy. Do we get to interact with the other? Oh, we're not. It just looks suspiciously like a fish from the side view. Don't know exactly where to go. Maybe up towards the light? Perhaps. Oh. Into the chasm? That was the correct choice. Bom, bom, bom. I really hate under like sea levels, but a lot of times they can be very pretty. This has got a good look to it. I kind of like it. I don't know what kind of fish these are supposed to be, but I liked that the other one kind of looked like a pike or something like that. Or maybe it's a sturgeon. I don't know my fish very well. I learned a whole like slew of like 5 or 6 new fish from Stardew Valley. Maybe I'll play that soon. I just gotta get like an HDMI, like a capture card that works basically. Drain water and remove diving gear? I sure will. Okay, so now we're on land, basically, I guess. Well, we're in the ship. Oh, a stranger. I think that's Dad. I've watched a lot of, like, horror playthroughs and stuff, but I don't think that very many take place underwater, or not enough. It's weird, creepy. I certainly have seen more show up the last 5 years, but it's like, I don't know, I want to say like 5 to 20% sometimes. It comes in waves, and I'm sure I haven't watched them all. Let's read the logbook. Captain Theodore Fielding, September 2nd, 2007. One of my biggest fears is deep water. Yeah, no doubt. Ironic when you consider the fact that I am now working on a mining station thousands of feet underwater in the Mariana Trench. Oh, okay, cool. I've always wondered why I was afraid and reached a simple conclusion. The true fear presented here is actually going down beneath the surface into the depths. It's a combination of all our most common fears. Number 1. Fear of the dark. When you're at the bottom of a body of water, you can't see anything. It's pitch black. It's pitch black. Have you ever tried to swim as far down in a lake as you can? It gets really cold and dark, really fast. About 10 feet down. I screwed that up. So bad. But even that's nothing compared to the deepest point on the entire crust of the earth, located at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean, the Mariana Trench. I thought that was in the Atlantic. The Mariana Trench, which is 38,000 plus feet. If you put Mount Everest at the bottom of the trench, the top of the mountain would still be over a mile below the surface of the ocean, which is crazy. Everything below you is complete darkness, and this definitely plays into our collective fear of the dark. 2. That's a lot. 2. It's going to be a lot of reading. Fear of suffocating. Have you ever gotten to the point where you swam down too far in the swimming pool and you seriously considered the fact that you might not make it back to the top before you ran out of breath? If you've ever been roughhousing as a kid with blankets and pillows and you accidentally got pinned down, alright, I'm sorry. Well, I'll read through the rest of it. And you accidentally got pinned down inside of a sleeping bag or something, and you get to that point where laughter temporarily turns into screaming, you know what a scary concept not being able to breathe is. Even if you have scuba gear with you down in that deep dark abyss, there's a chance a valve could pop out or you could run out of oxygen you can't see and you can't really take a deep breath. Could it get worse? Yes. Number 3, fear of the unknown. There are over 1 million species of creatures in the ocean, and scientists estimate that there are an additional 9 million species yet to be discovered. That means we only even know that 11% of the creatures in the ocean are. Most of the beings in the ocean are things mankind has never even seen or heard of. Who knows what could be down there? Think about a time when you were walking in a dimly lit basement trying to find something. All of a sudden, something brushes up against the back of your neck. They become airborne, similar to a frightened cat, and instantly turn around and shine their flashlights to see what it was. It's never anything actually scary. I don't know, like a giant 50-foot squid, pretty terrifying. You've got the things, not exactly, but you got things like lamprey. You got some really weird, like gulper eels. You've got some weird jellyfish and fish as well. I don't know. Nothing scary? But in deep water, it's always something scary. It's dark, you can barely breathe, and something just touched you, and you have no idea where they just went. But there is more to fear, I'm afraid. There's more to fear, I'm afraid. Not period. Fear of flying insects. Imagine that... What? This is the ocean. Fear of flying insects. Imagine that as you're walking along, all the beetles and scorpions crawling along the ground, the huge, black, hairy spiders that are hidden from view in the cracks, and the slimy worms and snakes that are burrowed beneath the ground simultaneously started flying anywhere they wanted. Anywhere they wanted. That is what the bottom of the sea without water would look like. For the strange creatures underwater, there is no up or down. Even the manliest men, even though they appear to be calm, quickly tense up and become filled with a secret fear that the bug might land on their eyeball or fly into their mouth. And that's why men try so hard to kill them. Unfortunately, in deep water, you can't see any of the undiscovered freakish flying creatures that brush past your body as you grasp at your suffocating throat. Number 5. Fear of being caught. Imagine that you're running from a bear. You'll be eaten if you're caught, and it doesn't help that bears can run faster sideways than the fastest man can run forward. When you're at the bottom of the sea, everything that is around you was built to move in water. So true. If something's truly frightening, like a shark or a giant squid, caught sight of you, you could turn the other way and flail about all you want, but the monster will catch up with you in a split second. You can't get away from anything, even if you had the wherewithal to see and breathe. You couldn't run from danger. If you could simply find it, would simply find you and devour you. There are lots of places that I wouldn't want to be, such as trapped in a burning house or alone in the vacuum of space. But in the burning house, at least I can see, and in space, at least there aren't any creatures that could get me. There are no places in the universe that combine as many common fears as 7 miles below the surface of the Pacific Ocean. It is because of the combination of all these fears that I'm horrified by deep water. Little something, if the developer ever sees this, you got like two, at the very least two typos. Sight, that'd be S-I-G-H-T, not S-I-T-E. And wherewithal, is that a typo? Maybe not. Maybe not. That was a lot of reading. I will say this about this guy. He or she really likes to talk a lot. They spend a lot of time making a lot of the lore, you could say, but they enjoy writing a lot, or just feel they have a lot to say. That's cool. That is not cool. That's horrifying. Giant anglerfish. Okay. Our dad is just kind of... What was that? The oxygen just stopped at the end of the tunnel. It was chill, and we can just jump out. Ooh. It's like a giant... It's like a graboid, or like a dune sandworm. Yeah. I wonder if I was supposed to move. I doubt it. What if it was asleep? It hadn't so much as breathed since I had woken up. Perhaps it was resting, believing that it had finally got me, that I was finally in its grasp. Or perhaps it was toying with me. After all, it had been doing just that for countless nights. And now with me under it, pinned against my mattress with no mother to protect me, maybe it was holding off, savoring its victory until the last possible moment, like a wild animal savoring its prey. I tried to breathe as shallowly as possible, and mustering every ounce of courage I could, and I released my deadly red mist into the air. I reached over slowly with my right hand and began to peel the blanket off of me. Nasty. What I found under those covers almost stopped my heart. I did not see it, but as my hand moved the blanket, it brushed against something else, something smooth and cold, something which felt unmistakably like a gaunt hand. Oh? I held my breath in terror, and I was sure it must now have known that I was awake. Nothing. It did not stir. It felt dead. After a few moments, I placed my hand carefully further down the blanket and felt a thin, poorly formed forearm. My confidence was almost twisted. An almost twisted sense of curiosity grew as I moved down further to a disproportionately larger bicep muscle. The arm was outstretched, lying across my chest, with the hand resting on my left shoulder as if it had grabbed me in my sleep. I realized that I would have to move this carnivorous appendage, even if I so much as hoped to escape its grasp. For some reason, the feeling of torn, ragged clothing on the shoulder of this nighttime invader stopped me in my tracks. Fear once again swelled in my stomach and in my chest, and I recoiled my hand in disgust at the touch of straggled, oily hair. I could not bring myself to touch its face, although I wonder to this very day what it would have felt like. Grandma? Dear God, it moved. What happened next? Hostia? Chapter 7, Hostia? Hostia. ¿Dónde está? Hostia. I don't know what that word means. Game is a lot longer than I thought it'd be. Can I move? Yep. That's cool. Uh-oh. It's a giant. Well, I wonder, maybe it will show up again. Oh, it sure will. Does it get closer? I'm not sure. I don't think it's getting closer. Nothing's really changing. It's a nice little effect. It's something very small, but I will say the artwork is nice in this. The crepuscular rays coming out, overlapping the arch. It's very cool. It's stylized. I've seen a lot of like 2D games like this that it's 2D or like 36-bit because the person is, I guess, avoiding doing more. It just isn't high quality, really. Is there anything over here, perhaps? The giant plug. The blob has become successful. It's eaten everybody. The swimming eyes maybe could have been done without. Oh, okay. Gotta go back and check that door now. I did not think. Oh. It's kind of disturbing. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Yeah, sure, buddy. It's like traveling through the villi. It looks like it's on the back wall. Oh, hello. A lot of time is spent in this. It's all so weird, really. To an extent, with some of the weird morbidity and the faces, it does kind of remind me a little bit of Fear and Hunger, among some other things. Like, I was thinking maybe it reminded me a little bit of Morbius, but Morbius is of higher, don't mean to poo-poo on it, but like higher quality still. At the crossroads in life, what does one do? Stand at the crossroads, if you will, but if you'll not choose, I'll move on without you. And having once chosen, never to seek to return to the crossroads of that decision, for even if one chooses wrongly, the choice cannot be unmade. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. Hi. I guess we're going to the right. No? Gonna get stuck in the middle, I guess, maybe. I was wrong again. Quite weird. Duh. It's going to be the bite of 87. Oh. Y'all will be able to go back and see what that was, but that kind of looked like some teeth. What was that? That's why I like watching the horror games. I can go back and look at it at my own pace. Can't really be caught off guard. It moved. It was subtle, but its grip on my shoulder and across my body strengthened. No tears came, but God, how I wanted to cry. As its hand and arm slowly coiled around me, my left leg brushed along the cool wall, which the bed lay against. Of all that happened to me in that room, this was the strangest. I realized that this clutching, rancid thing, which drew great delight from violating a young boy's bed, was not entirely on top of me. It was sticking out from the wall like a spider striking from its lair. Oh. Suddenly its grip moved from a slow tightening to a sudden squeeze. It pulled and clawed at my clothes as if frightened that the opportunity would soon pass. I fought against it, and its emaciated arm was too strong for me. Its head rose up, writhing and contorting under the blanket. I now realized where it was taking me. Into the wall. I fought for my dear life. I cried, and suddenly my voice returned to me, yelling, screaming, but no one came. Then I realized why it was so eager to suddenly strike, why this thing had to have me now. Through my window, that window which seemed to represent so much malice from outside, streaked hope, the first rays of sunshine. I struggled further, knowing that if I could just hold on, it would soon be gone. As I fought for my life, the unearthly parasite shifted, slowly pulling itself up my chest. Its head now poking out from under the blanket, wheezing, coughing, rasping. I do not remember its features, I simply remember its breath against my face, foul and as cold as ice. As the sun broke over the horizon, that dark place, that suffocating room of contempt, was washed, bathed in sunlight. I passed out as its scrawny fingers encircled my neck, squeezing the very life from me. Not today. I awoke to my father offering to make me some breakfast. A wonderful sight indeed. I had survived the most horrible experience of my life until then, and now I moved the bed away from the wall, leaving behind the furniture I had believed would stop that thing from taking a bed. Little did I think that it would try to take mine and me. Weeks passed without incident, yet on one cold, frostbitten night, I awoke to the sound of the furniture where the bunk beds used to be vibrating violently. I lay there, sure I could hear a distant wheezing coming from deep within the wall, finally fading into the distance. The following year, I was given a larger room on the other side of the house, and my parents took that room as their bedroom. They said they didn't need a large room, just one big enough for a bed and a few things. They lasted 10 days. We moved on the 11th. Some sort of weird persistent ghost or parasite. Okay, well done, Snow Owl. It definitely makes me think of like a visual novel more than anything else. But it's very psychological. I appreciate that over the people that say that it's like, oh, it's psychological horror. But it's just like a oh, that's cool. It's based off a different story. That's interesting. Maybe that's how they got so much lore or so much of a perspective to write out. But it's very interesting. But back to psychological horror, I can appreciate that as it's well, to finish my thought, it's so many people do like jump scares or try to make it gory, whereas oops, sorry, too dark. Maybe there was nothing there to do. But yeah, they try to make it weird, gory, full of little jump scares, and label it as psychological rather than just filling it with suspense. I know that can be hard, but I don't know. Somewhere around 10 years ago, so much of the field was filled up with like jump scares. And even back down to like 20 or 30 years ago, with some of the hacker films, it was filled with gore, basically. Even maybe beyond then. Well, that was good. Well, that was pretty alright. We'll see how this goes. Oh, alright. Trying to get out of here. Oh, man. Have I just been... Okay. Don't know what that was. Apologies for any small Here, let's stop that. Trying to figure out how to let's just turn that down a little bit. Apologies for some of the small mistakes just getting into this for the first time. A lot of the audio is going to probably be not the best. I'm going to try and make that as good as I can while not killing myself over it. I'm going to be making a whole bunch more videos. Going to try and make this very consistent. Enjoy myself and make some content at the same time. I'd love to get back into video games and make it worth my time, honestly. I don't know. I try to be a little bit frugal with my time. If I'm able to make some money off of some like ad revenue off of YouTube or some other places like that, it'd be great. And then I can play a whole bunch of these games, get into that. But outside of that, hope you forgive some of the small mistakes. I'm going to try and improve quality, and I'll figure out a schedule, so hopefully y'all enjoy this, and I'll see you next time. Y'all have a great one.